certainly a lot of work for a Department of Government Efficiency. And there will be immense opposition, obviously, to making government more efficient from entrenched interests that currently benefit from sucking away vast amounts of taxpayer money. They will not like the fact that they're not getting it anymore. They will fight tooth and nail. So, but it's got to be done. And like I said, we're going to aim to reduce government spending, get government out of people's lives as much as possible, and restore freedom and liberty.
Republicans, House Democrats, Senate Republicans, and Senate Democrats reached a bipartisan agreement to fund the government, keep it open, and meet the needs of the American people. We reached a bipartisan agreement to provide disaster assistance to everyday Americans whose lives have been upended and turned upside down as a result of hurricanes, tornadoes, wildfires, floods, and other types of extreme weather events. We reached a bipartisan agreement to meet the needs of the American people and provide assistance to farmers, families, children, seniors, veterans, men and women in uniform, and working class Americans. House Republicans have now unilaterally decided to break a bipartisan agreement that they made. House Republicans have been ordered to shut down the government and hurt everyday Americans all across this country. House Republicans will now own any harm that is visited upon the American people that results from a government shutdown or worse. An agreement is an agreement. It was bipartisan, and there is nothing more to say.
So you heard from bootleg Obama. He's really mad that the bipartisan, when many moderate Republicans were saying that they wasn't even included in the bill. Many people are accusing Brandon Johnson of conspiring with Democrats to put all these last minute spending into the bill, right? Let me see something. Let me see if I can show you, right? Your tax dollars are being used by two new Smithsonian museums and a massive giveaway to Big Pharma. The swamp is going to swamp. Congress unveils bill to starve off government shutdown. And this fear-mongering about the government shutdown, everyone's just like, yeah. Who cares? January 3rd they have enough funding to keep the government going till January 3rd. So this narrative that Hakeem is trying to push out, and I wrote some of it down, he's using the FEMA funds and all this other stuff. And one thing you got to know is that was a 1,500-page bill. Hakeem act like it was a 3-page bill. It's 1,500 pages. 1500. And you want to cherry pick, oh, look, Republicans are denying these specific things while ignoring the majority of the bill, ignoring how you was going to get a 40% pay raise, Hakeem Jeffries. It's so ridiculous when they try to play this narrative. Oh, who's the boss here? Is it Trump? Look at House Democrats. This is the game House Democrats are playing, right? And this is what I'm talking about. Politics are not based on solutions. The American people who elected Donald Trump has Trump's full support. And the reframing that he's trying to do to try to make it, oh, this is going to be Republicans' fault. It's a message to mainstream media, legacy media, and you're going to see the coverage today. When you look around, you're going to see that the media, the left-wing media, is going to focus solely on the Republicans, as they're doing right here. House Democrats rip puppet President-elect Trump for following Elon Musk's lead on the spending bill. They're going to try to create this divide, and this is a plan they've been said. They were going to try to create some division between Elon Musk and Donald Trump. David Axelrod said that Trump and Musk need to get together and decide who the president is. Right? They're throwing all these jabs at Donald Trump, and this is going to be the coverage. Right? Instead of highlighting the mainstream media, legacy media, instead of highlighting how Congress, I mean, they did do that in some ways, how Congress tried to give themselves a pay raise, all these little pork belly spending and waste in the bill, provisions to prevent Trump from doing certain things in his DOJ, reclassifying, renaming a criminal as being someone justly involved individual, make it make sense. This is the type of stuff that was in that bill. 1,500 pages. And y'all don't see y'all don't have a problem with that. How having a bill that big and then you have a short time window to decide if you're going to vote on it yes or no, and then when you vote no on it, they cherry pick one thing out of it and say, look, he voted against this. True, but you forget that there's 1,500 other things that half the Congress wasn't even able to fully read yet. Yet you're saying it's a stupid move for Trump to go against the spending. No, the congressman, like, look at Congress. Congress has a low approval rating if you look at the stats. Anything that a former House member is saying, oh, this is a good thing, bad thing, you're not doing a good job you're not aligned with the American people. And American people rather the new Congress make decisions on the continued resolution than these people here. And that's why Hakeem is mad. And now Hakeem Jeffries, he's threatening to not even vote on the clean bill, reneging on the continuing resolution and proposing a clean bill. And Hakeem Jeffries already committed with the Democrats that they would not sign the clean bill. What does that tell you? It tells you them Democrats really wanted that raise. I'm messing around. But let's take a look at this segment here.
Here's what it comes down to. First and foremost, Donald Trump just won a historic landslide. He is entitled to come into office in January and work on his agenda the American people elected him to. He should not have to come into office and immediately be saddled with a government funding expiration followed by a debt ceiling expiration. That is what the current plan would do, is he would come into office and immediately have to work on negotiating a debt ceiling hike with Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries and extension of government funding. That is not consistent with putting Donald Trump in the best possible position to enact the transformative legislative agenda that he campaigned on. Historic tax cuts and reforms, an energy revolution, record-setting border security and border protection investments, and the entire agenda to bust inflation and make this economy grow. Furthermore, as you've mentioned, there are provisions that are in this year-end government funding bill that are on their face unacceptable. How are we even having a conversation about a provision that would shield members of the January 6th Unselect Committee from basic oversight, accountability, and investigation? How are we talking about funding global censorship at the State Department? And again, how are we talking about sticking President Trump with a debt ceiling expiration at the very beginning of his administration? Set President Trump up for success, set him up to put the agenda he campaigned on into action.
And this is the theatrics that people are tired of. Democrats right on cue with the theatrics. Next, the mainstream media will come out with a campaign against Republicans and will convince the public that a government shutdown will be dire for the functionality of the government. Then weak, spineless Republicans will cave and pass another disastrous bill. Republicans will then start pointing fingers at one another and proceed to act like they cared more than the Democrats. Same old American story. And this is the function we're talking about. As you saw from the clip, that was the chief deputy, I believe, for Donald Trump on policy, and he explains perfectly why Donald Trump essentially came out against the bill. End of the day, if something's brought to the attention of the CEO and the CEO decides to follow the lead of one of their experts, you're not going to try to cause a division. Oh, you're following this person's lead. And this is what I'm talking about, the mainstream media. Mainstream media, y'all so disingenuous. It's hilarious. I love seeing the liberal media scared because I think they're the most corrupt people in the country. Andrew Cavlin talks about the lies of the mainstream media. Exactly. Like, you want to create this narrative, it's Elon. No, Elon just gave voice to the people. This is one of them, right? They're stealing money to fatten the pockets of special interests in their corporate donors. Did she lie? Democrat, did she lie? But you won't be against the pork belly spending. Like, make this make sense. I think if I bring up all the items in the bill, and I went to a Democrat voter and I asked, hey, you agree with funding this? You agree with funding that? You agree with giving Congress a 40% raise? And you got Democrats like what's his name? Maxwell Frost making videos talking about Elon Musk. Oh, he stopped us from getting a pay raise. He's messing with the people's money. You're messing with the people's money. Some of the most selfish and most incompetent people are running our country. I don't understand this. And then when you finally get smart people weighing in on how the government should be run, these people are still fighting them. Make it make sense. I'm pleased to see Doge is already having an impact, and we can and must stop the insanity going on in Washington. The American people did not vote for the status quo. Every independent-minded member of Congress should vote no on the current CR, which they will, hopefully. And then after they get the essential things only, which is a clean CR, all the Democrats are going to vote against it. Isn't it funny? Isn't it convenient that the Democrats always vote against things that's in the best interest of the American people? Make it make sense. While all eyes are on the chaos in D.C., here in California, they're signaling what they may want to do federally. Governor Newsom has declared another state of emergency, this time over the bird flu, the very strand that Bill Gates was funding research to make transmissible to humans. Give tyrannical leaders an inch and they'll take a mile. I'm not going to continue with this, but you get the idea. Is that they're trying to cast this narrative. Look, here's Adam Kinzinger playing along with this narrative, right? And this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to create division. They're trying to create chaos because they're trying to distract from the reality of what they try to do. They try to swindle the American people for their own benefit, which is the reality of what that bill was. 1,500 pages, and you expected people to read it in a couple of hours to vote on it? What logical sense would that make? If me and you, let's say we and you are doing business, and I sent you a 1,500 page contract, and I put it on the table and I say you got an hour to read all that, and then you got to vote on this or you got to agree to the terms or not. You're gonna say no. It's gonna be an automatic no. You're gonna be like, that's not enough time for me to make a decision on this. So why should our government officials be voting on something that doesn't give them adequate time to actually inspect the entire bill? And then when they reject it, you're going to cherry pick one thing, one popular thing, one thing that American people will find acceptable. But you're voting on the totalitarian bill. They really think we're dumb.
Hanging by a thread.
Well, first off, I'd like to say thank the Lord God that I am not in Congress anymore. I know this game. They always play this like Christmas deadline stupid game. But look, President Musk this morning made it clear with all his vast government experience, which is basically he became rich on the federal.
This is news coverage? Is this news coverage? Like, think about it. And you wonder why CNN's viewership is going down the tank. It's all you have? President Musk this morning made it clear, you mad? Stay mad, bro. Stay mad. Trump won, and deal with it, Adam Kinzinger. Man, praying Trump can't go after him because he know what was in that provision bill to save his butt. Him and Liz Cheney. And this is why many people consider the media so dishonest. This is how you're covering it? Really? And you're supposed to be a Republican? I'm tired, bro. I think American people like me, we're just tired of the theatrics. We're just tired of the show. We're tired of this pretend, we care about the American people. That's why we're mad about the bill not passing. Hakeem Jeffries mad that he didn't get his pay raise. That's what it was. All these Democrats mad, and they're like, we sipping tea. And I'm like, I'm kind of happy, all these political hacks, and then I'll end it off here, like Bakari Sellers, are trying to make this narrative about the Republicans. The Republicans can't govern. The Republicans are reminding people why they can't govern. And I'm like, no, Republicans can govern. They actually govern better than the Democrats. But the reality is Republicans don't walk in lockstep. Republicans actually want change instead of doing status quo things and then selling it as if they actually did something productive for the American people. Democrats want to defend a bill that gives them a 40% raise when they're the worst Congress in recent memory. They have a low approval rating. Congress has a low approval rating. And you want to give yourself a pay raise? Make it make sense. Democrat. You got all these pet projects that you're trying to bring funding to. And the president that won ran on the fact that he didn't want pork belly spending. He didn't want these pet projects that has no significance to the outcomes or the as an approach to solve any of the solutions of the problems that the American people are facing. And you want to put this bill in front of us, and Mike Johnson. This is one of the reasons why people saying that Mike Johnson's speakership is in peril, is that he was supposed to negotiate in favor of Republicans for Trump. As you saw, Trump's chief deputy of policy let you know, like, yo, you're not setting Trump up for success. And that's the problem. This is why the bill got shot down ultimately by Trump and JD Vance once they got all the information on the bill. And then how the media try to cover it, they try to masquerade it as some type of power struggle between him and Musk. You don't hate the media enough, guys. You don't hate the media enough. Instead of focusing on the actual story is Congress tried to do it again. Try to pass massive spending that had nothing to do with what they said it was going to do. Oh, we're trying to keep the government open. How are you going to keep the government open? By giving yourself a pay raise, which is going to increase the money, like the more fun, like make it make sense. You're holding $100 million hostage, and then you want to sit here virtue signal saying every day that falls, if the government shut down, any harm done by, like, I'm tired of bootleg Obama. But hey, I digress. Let me know your reactions to Hakeem Jeffries, the threat that I think the bill can still pass without any Democrats voting on it. But isn't it convenient that the Democrats always vote against things that's actually in the best interest of the American people? The American people pressured Congress not to vote against it. And Elon Musk simply gave a voice to these people. And instead of giving the power to the people and say, oh, the people don't want this. No. To give themselves some room to go against what the agenda is, they'll say, no, Musk is pushing this. I'm tired of these little word games. I'm tired of the theatrics. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'd like to hear what you guys are thinking. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate you guys watching to the end of the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.